Okay, here is the recipe for the lemon cookies that I use the lemon sugar for, okay? In a bowl over here, I have 1 1/4 cup of flour and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And that is it, okay? This is going to mix in with, I have 1 stick of butter at room temperature, and I'm going to add 1 egg. Okay, whoops. I don't mean to jar the camera, but it does happen, unfortunately, when I tap something. Now, I am going to get my lemon sugar from my container. Now, I'm going to need a 1/2 cup of lemon sugar. And so, I'm going to scoop it out of my container. Okay, I've got it in that big jar, and I'm going to scoop out a 1/2 cup. And I'm not worried if I go a little over, you know. And what I'm going to do is put it in here with my butter and my egg. You see? That's my 1/2 cup of lemon sugar. We're going to dump this in here. And then we're going to cream this together, and we'll come back. I'll see if I can do this without shaking you too much, so you get a little bit of an idea of the best way. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to use a fork, and that's it, to cream the sugar, the 1 stick of butter, and the 1 egg. These are simple, and it's not a lot of ingredient cookies. Okay, I have it creamed together. I don't use a mixer. I don't use a blender. I use my hands and a fork. I am not going to dirty a bunch of tools that I have to turn around and clean up. Now I'm going to spoon this in a little at a time, and I'm going to stir it together. This is a 1 1/4 cup of flour and a tablespoon of baking powder. That's it. I don't put salt in this. Recipe doesn't even call for it that I remember, that I know of, or at least I never wrote it down. So let's get this cream together and we'll come back. Okay, you see how that looks? I wanted you to see. This is a nice dough. Makes a wonderful cookie. And I'm going to take a small spoon here, and I'm going to scoop it out. I have parchment paper lined on my cookie sheet. You can use whatever you want, however you make your cookies. And I'm just going to kind of drop this on top of here, like so. Okay, you can make them as small as you want or as big as you want. It's all up to you. They do spread out, but they're not a super spreader. Okay, so let me get this lined here and we'll come back. Okay, here the balls are. I'm gonna stick this in the oven and bake it. Okay, we'll come back when they're ready so we can get a peek, or you can, and I can get a taste later after I make the lemon frosting for these. Okay, I showed you how I freeze some of the lemon, and I'm saving that for future use in case I don't have lemon, but for right now I do. And in this bowl I have 1 cup of powdered sugar. Now if you want to measure it, you can. So you get it, you can start off with 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, whatever you want. And then stir like I'm doing right now. And then add a little more. Until you get it to a thin icing consistency, but you want it thin. You don't want it to be super thick. Okay? Let's keep going here until we get it done. Okay, here it is. I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is it. I used half of a lemon. And I mean, I even used some of the pulp in it because I really do like the lemon flavor of cookies. I like the lemon. I like lemon pie, but I love lemon pie, but cookies are easier to make. Now when the cookies are done, I'll show you how we frost them. These are cookies. And now I'm going to set them over here. I have a cooling rack way over here. And I'm going to set them over there. I am not going to frost them until they are completely cool, because you don't want them to be hot and have the frosting drizzle all over the place. Because if you do that, and then you set them on the plate, guess what happens? They stick to the plate. And these are very soft, tender, cake-like cookie. They're not hard at all. And so, if you try to pull them up, you will break them in pieces, trust me. I learned from experience. So I know what I'm saying is true because I baked them years ago and that's exactly what happened to me. Because I just drizzled it over the top. No, we're going to do a dipping process when they're completely cool. Okay, this is a cookie that I have already dipped. But I'm going to do it again. It's firmed up. And I'm going to take it over here to my icing. And I'm just going to gently dip it. And I'm going to let it kind of drain itself. I'm double dipping this so that I can really get a good coating of that frosting on top. Because this frosting really makes the cookie. Just does. So I'm going to double dip them. Now, I let the first dip dry. And then I come back and I do the second one. See? I put them on this so that if anything drips downward, my cookie won't stick. Okay? And that's how I'm going to do all of these. Dip it once, let it firm up and dry, and then dip it again. And you got the best lemon cookie you've ever eaten.